right over to her. What you doing, big guy? You're not thrilled that you're on camera, are you? Good morning, everybody. We're starting a new week with that. We're headed down to New Jersey to pick up a load and then bring it back up here to deliver at the place that I just delivered to. Um, yeah, that was a bit of a surprise. As you can see, like it was last week, it's foggy again. So, yeah, this ought to get some fun. Anyway, I got to write down some information, and then I got about 3 hours, actually closer to 5 hours of driving. So, anyway, I'll catch you in a bit. So let's talk for a minute about what I just did. As you can see, I slid my tandems all the way back. The reason is this space from the back of the rear axle to the bumper is what's known as tail swing. Slide your tandems all the way to the rear, you have no tail swing. Now, you guys saw what was in front of me, which, wait just a minute here. I had those dumpsters and that trailer to work around. And that was my backing zone right there. I had this trailer to pivot around, which I know it looks kind of funky the way I'm backed in here. Let me show you something. This trailer's not straight. But I'm straight to that trailer. So pick a spot. And yes, I could have done this with all my tail swing, but I wasn't sure, so I removed the tail swing. Pins are retracted. While we're here, I'm going to be looking for an empty. And it looks like this one's empty. Let's take a look here. It's empty. Dirty as all hell, but it's empty. Stupid slopes. Now the reason for that jump, that door is about 200 pounds. So it started getting momentum. This truck next to me, the guy's sleeping. 200 pounds over that swing would have hit the back of his trailer and it would have felt like somebody backed into him. Remember 3 points of contact? Don't try and carry anything while you're stepping up. Yeah. So, gonna have to get this trailer washed out. When you're inspecting the inside of a trailer, you're looking at a few things. Now, reefers, kind of specialized. You want to watch for drain plugs. Make sure they're not obstructed. Now, when you get a trailer washout, all of that's going to be cleaned. So, it's not a huge deal. Your chutes, make sure they're not torn. Yeah, this is going to need a washout. You're also looking for any interior damage. Actually, my drain ports are free. Cool. You're looking for any damage, any impact sites on the wall itself. Like I said, the chute's in good condition. And they've changed the design of these chutes. I'll poke around. There's another empty here. I'll see if it's got the other design. They recently changed to where they've got this really narrow chute going along the side. Because the other design has limitations. And I'll talk about that in a minute if I find one. So, different trailer. Also empty. And this one's actually cleaner. Sort of. It smells. That smells lovely. There's one of the other styles of chute. And when I get back to the truck, I'll discuss those a little bit and explain why that's problematic, why they changed the design. Oh dear. I'm gonna have to report this. That door is bent. It's taken a pretty serious hit. I'm willing to bet Yeah, it can't even latch. I'm gonna see, because if you look, that door's pretty badly bent. And the bend there, you can see where it bent the wall. I'll have to report this. This is 839714. Because if you watch, you can't even latch it. That was a hard hit. Well, since I found that trailer door, I did get this reported, so that it gets taken care of. Previous driver left a note. Moisture in trailer. Refrigerator doesn't come on. No display. Has 13.1 volts on battery. Fuel tank on E. Not mean enough. Let's talk about this. First of all, the master switch was off when I found it, and I turned it back off. Because of the door, it's out of service. There's no point in leaving it off. Flip it on. It gets power. Okay? Now it's going to take a minute for that to go through its cycle. Fuel gauge does legitimately say empty. And we're waiting for everything here. Yeah, that's empty. Yeah, one of the parts of that note was display does not work. Yeah, it works, bud. And it starts right up. Takes a minute. This is normal procedure. Okay, it shows status okay. Not showing a yellow light, which is odd, because it should be showing a yellow light for that fuel gauge. There are no alarms on this. Fires right up. So what was the point of the note? I'm going to do the professional thing. It's already been reported. And I replaced the note with an accurate note that states that the fuel tank is empty and there's door damage. Because the previous guy didn't even mention the door. And Hershey mugshot. Boop. What you doing, big guy? Yeah, right over to Hirsch. What you doing, big guy? You're not thrilled that you're on camera, are you? We got ourselves a problem. It's not my truck. Okay, let me explain what just happened. So I was over here taking the trash out. And while I'm over here, okay, there's my truck and the trailer I picked up last night. And I could hear an air leak. Now, in the industry, an air leak, an audible air leak, is a DOT violation. It will put you out of service. So I'm standing here going, it sounds like a tire's leaking. I really don't want to have to put the truck out of service just to get a tire fixed, or worse yet, have a cracked fitting. Because that takes hours. I was all ready to get under here where it's wet. Just, I don't want to crawl under there. And hear it. Fucking Amazon. Good morning, everybody. So I'm going to set you guys up for the weekly Hershey laps. If you can't quite see him, he's back there. Might show up as a little brown spot over the passenger seat. And currently, he's staring at me like I'm an idiot. He does that a lot. So yesterday, I was in Indiana. Was able to stop and see my parents for a couple hours. Have a meal with them. And I came over here to Joliet, Illinois. Dropped off a load. Parked for the night. And getting ready to get my day started. Just finished my pre-trip. And we're going down to Alexandria, Indiana. Pick up a load of canned tomatoes. Taking that over to Kansas City, Kansas. That's supposed to be delivered anytime tomorrow or early morning of the 11th. I should be there tomorrow, no problem. So what I'm going to do is we're going to scoot down to the Blue Beacon, get the trailer washed out, because there's melted M&Ms all over the floor. I'll probably turn the camera around at that time, and we'll go down to Alexandria and go from there.
Oh, shit.
Good morning, everybody. It is the next day. I wanted to talk a little bit about the no truck zone incident that I had yesterday. That was not the result
second left.
of poor trip planning. That was, as I understand it, a local town's recent
first left.
attempt at a revenue grab. So none of the GPS units, no Atlas shows that reroute. Because it's happened in the last 1 to 3 months.
Turn at the first right.
Now, I had heard from another driver that I watch on YouTube. His name is Kurt Schmidt. He runs the channel Trucking with Schmidt.
Turn at the first left onto Fortune Circle West.
I'll do my best to link him when I upload this video.
Turn left on Fortune Circle West.
If you've watched him, you know OB. If you haven't watched him, you're in for a treat. He's a cool guy. But anyway, I'd heard that there was a reroute around Tipton, Indiana. What I didn't know was what highway it was on. Now, I was running a time lapse at the time, and I'll do my best to slow the video
First
down
left onto Executive Drive. Turn left on Executive Drive.
to show exactly what happened. But there was little to no warning for that reroute. Coming in the way I did, there was little to no warning. Going through Tipton the way I did, if an officer decided to pull me over, it's a $1,500 ticket for me for violating a no truck zone.
Turn at the first right onto Bradbury Street.
Now that I know it's there, and I've been to that location several times, I'll know what to watch for. But that was simply that no Atlas, no current Atlas, shows that reroute. No GPS unit shows that reroute. It doesn't exist yet. As far as
Turn right onto Sam Jones Expressway.
the navigation tools that we have available. And the town of Tipton has not marked that reroute well.
Enter highway onto Sam Jones
Which makes it a
Expressway.
little bit of a trap. All of that said, no, I did not get pulled over. The camera died shortly after I entered that zone. I don't like playing with that fire. It gets expensive, and it gets expensive quick. I
Turn
make
at
an
the first
express
left
point
onto I-465 toward I-17.
of not being the driver that wantonly ignores those things. Because 99% of the time, those no truck signs are there for a reason. Whether it be a road that is impassable due to curves or weight limits, could be low clearances. There's any number of things. In this case, the county handed that route over to the town of Tipton. And the mayor, and this, I picked this up
Take the first exit on the
from
right
the comment
onto
section on
I-17.
Kurt Schmidt's video on this. The mayor in the town of Tipton doesn't like truck drivers. So they
Keep right
created that
onto
no truck
I-17.
zone as a revenue source. Tipton, Indiana. You really need to work on marking that better. What you'll see in that time lapse is the Schneider driver in front of me did exactly the same thing I did. Hit the brakes and went, oh shit. But by the time we realized that it was a no truck zone, we couldn't safely make the turn to reroute. As you come out of that roundabout, and it's right there. Little tiny sign. There's no signs on the roundabout. No signs approaching the roundabouts. You're committed by the time you realize you're not supposed to be coming from that direction. That is a 13.6 bridge.
Speed limit reduced ahead.